did not expect too much. There were fish in the sea, and one could grow enough food for one's immediate family. Timber was readily available for building. The limestone was easily quarried, and palmetto leaf thatch made a good waterproof roof. John Henry Mangan not only survived, but managed to flourish, along with the Sands, the Lowes, the Roberts, and other loyalist families whose names are still common on Abaco today. The Mangans are a thin line because, possibly due to a genetic defect, they tend to run to girls like the Dutch royal family. Thus, they did not grow like a tree with many branches, but in a straight line. I am the last of the male Mangans, and as far as I know, there are no others of that name in the islands. But they survived, and prospered. One of my forebears was a shipbuilder at Hopetown on Elbow Key. Most of the local ships sailing on the Bahamian waters were built on Abaco, and the Mangan family built not a few, and so became moderately well-to-do. And then there was the wrecking. As the United States grew in power, there was much maritime traffic, and many ships were wrecked on the islands of the shallow sea. The goods they contained contributed greatly to the wealth of many an island family, the Mangans not excepted. But the great turning point in the family fortunes came with the American Civil War. The Confederate South was starved of supplies because of the Northern blockade, and cotton rotted on the docks. Any ship putting into Charleston or Wilmington found a ready market for its cargo. Quinine, costing $10 in Nassau, bought in excess of $400 in Charleston, while cotton, costing $400 at the dockside, was worth $4,000 in Liverpool. It was a most profitable, if risky, two-way trade, and my great-grandfather saw his opportunity and made the family rich in half a decade. It was his son, my grandfather, who moved the family from Abaco to Nassau on New Providence. Nassau being the capital of the Bahamas and the centre of trade. Yet we still own land on Abaco, and I have been building there recently. If my great-grandfather made the family rich, it was my father who made it really wealthy. He became a multi-millionaire, which accounts for the fact that a Bahamian was educated at Cambridge. Again, it was running an American blockade which provided the profit. On the 15th of January 1920, the United States went dry, and, as in the Civil War, the Bahamas became a distribution centre for contraband goods. The Nassau merchants, known as the Bay Street Boys, my father among them, soon got busy importing liquor. The profit margin was normally 100%, and the business was totally risk-free. It was cash on the barrel, and the actual blockade running was done by the Americans themselves. It was said that there was so much booze stacked at West End on Grand Bahama that the island tipped by several degrees, and for a Bahamian, the business was all legal. All good things come to an end, and the 18th Amendment was repealed by Franklin Roosevelt in 1933. But by then, my father was sitting pretty, and had begun to diversify his interests. He saw with a keen eye that the advent of aircraft was going to have an impact on the tourist industry and would alter its structure. Already, Pan American was pioneering the Miami-Nassau route using Sikorsky seaplanes. Bahamian tourism in the 19th and early 20th century was confined to the American rich and the 4-month winter season. An American millionaire would bring his family and perhaps a few friends to spend the whole season on New Providence. This, while being profitable to a few, was of little consequence to the Bahamian economy, millionaires not being all that plentiful. My father took the gamble